Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. Out to the right here to Wilson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And Nelson's got it here right side. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. And even 40 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Stafford on 1st down. And this is complete. It's Allen. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. That touchdown certainly a welcome sight. Remember, they were shut out last week. They talked to us about getting early momentum. Well, here you go in the opening quarter.
Got to rebuild confidence, because when you get shut out, I don't care how strong you are mentally, you've got to take a step back and say, okay, what just happened here? Because nothing that we were doing worked well enough to get into the end zone, and that's a nice confidence-building drive, one that puts it in the end zone to give them an opportunity.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's second down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
On play action, now Breeze. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Now Breeze on 3rd down. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And Miller with it over the middle. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Breeze again. Dumping it off for Johnson. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Again, it's Breeze. He's got Sanu. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
To throw is Breeze. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Albert Wilson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And they'll get it all the way up up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there of 22.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Stafford now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Lets it go for Nelson. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, go here! 32!
Throwing again. Stafford. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Solomon Thomas in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Play action. Stafford. Trying to lay one up deep. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Ready.
They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Nickel Roby-Coleman there defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air.
Here we go.
That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw, it's Breeze. And Adams has it complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Easy. Ready.
On play action, it's Breeze. Working the middle here, that's complete to Everett, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Hey, easy. Ready, push out.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A Cincinnati native, Luke Kuechly. Coming hard on the blitz, he dumps him for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Ready. You waiting? Ready for touch.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Going for it all. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now the Bengals on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Play action. Breeze. He's going to go up top for the end zone. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful. It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, go here. Double,
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
tag 50, tag 50. Hey, 51 is down. 51 is down. Omaha, ready to move.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Set. 180. 21. 4 down. Tag 53.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this.
Sammy.
They begin with a run by Smith. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now, the Bengals on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
Ready. You ready? One side.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This will be fielded at the 17. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And it's a fumble. And the Bengals have recovered it. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. Flush to his right, and that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Second and 10, Stafford again. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, Stafford. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter three.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
22. Give me radar. Zero. Red.
On second down, here's Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Well, they go with a slant that time, 15 yards and a first down.
21.
Stafford on first down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Good set.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Staying on the ground, this time it's Smith. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
You waiting?
From the gun, it's Breeze. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense, to get him into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
On play action. Now Breeze. Wide open receiver complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Gerald Everett, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are in for 6. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here's Stafford now on second down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Now we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On second down, here's Breeze. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Now the Bengals on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Ready. 21.
Now Breeze. The catch made by Miller. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready? You ready?
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Breeze to throw again. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Ready? You ready? Left. You ready?
But again, they'll throw with Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's going to find a man, Keenan Allen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now a first down throw. Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
To throw is Stafford. And this one's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. On second and 10, Stafford. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
21.
To throw on third down, Stafford. It's caught, Nelson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. J.J. Nelson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Breeze now on first down. And that's incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Now a play fake. Breeze. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The offense on third down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Ready. We're waiting. 11.
Now this time, Breeze will throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Breeze going to sneak it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks, here's a time where they will tell you it's an advantage to be a little bit on the smaller side. Able to duck in behind their offensive line and stick the ball across the imaginary yellow line for a first down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey. Check. 13. Ready. We're waiting.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Center with a grab over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready. We're waiting.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And a short gain down to about the 33. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. Ready.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. They'll find Everett there, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Sammy!
A first down carry for Smith. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Hey, 2 kill! Ready! We're waiting! Sammy!
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 18 yards on that one. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. Second and inches. They go to Johnson again. And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This is taken at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Hey, 22!
Stafford. And that is incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Stafford now to throw. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. J.J. Nelson with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bucs have made this a one-score game. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Good set.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
On 3rd down, Smith. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Bengals, they finally taste victory for the first time after 7 straight defeats. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.